3 years and 3 months, a total of 1,187 days. Today is January 5th, 2020, and I didn't see my father, Yalqin Rozi, nor did I hear his voice since October 6th, 2016. My father, Yalqin Rozi, is a famous Uyghur literary critic, writer, and orator. He was sentenced to prison under the false, trumped-up charges by China. My father worked as the chief editor of a set of Uyghur literature textbooks for primary and middle school education that was compiled back in 2002. In 2016, after these textbooks were used for more than a decade, China suddenly decided these textbooks to be problematic and poisonous. This led to the arresting of the entire textbook compiling committee. More than 80 people, my father included, were arrested and charged with trumped-up charges. My father was sentenced to 15 years in prison after a sham trial. If these textbooks are indeed problematic, as the Chinese government claimed it to be, they could have never seen the light in the first place. Not to mention to be widely used as textbooks for more than 10 years. Now, I have several questions to the Chinese government. My father was the chief editor of Uyghur literature textbooks. Who appointed my father to the chief editor position in the first place? You, Chinese authorities. Who censored these textbooks after they were compiled? You, Chinese authorities. These textbooks not only went through very strict initial censorships, but were also recensored every year before the school year starts. Who carried out those annual censorships? You, Chinese authorities. These so-called problematic textbooks were circulated and widely used for more than 10 years. Who approved their circulation? You, Chinese authorities. In fact, the true crime of these textbooks in the eyes of the Chinese government is manifest in the name of these textbooks: Uyghur literature textbooks. That's why they were deemed as problematic, dangerous, toxic, and poisonous by Chinese authorities. Anything related to Uyghur culture, language, or to nurture Uyghur ethnic pride is considered as such by the Chinese authorities. My father's only crime was being an Uyghur scholar who loves his people, his culture, and seeks prosperity for his people. China is attempting to erase Uyghurs' faith and culture. I would like to tell the governments and people around the world in 2020, let us seek an end to the concentration camps and the forced labor in East Turkestan. Let us seek freedom for those jailed Uyghurs, among which are our innocent fathers, mothers, sisters, and brothers. Let us seek human rights and liberty for Uyghurs. Enough is enough in East Turkestan in 2020. China, show us my father's face. Show us he is alive. Stop lying and release my father, Yalqin Rozi, immediately.